National Scrapbook Day. Hello. I'll give everybody, or give my computer a second to catch up with me, because I'm always usually a little faster. So how you guys doing? Are you ready? Are you ready for tonight? I know some of you might be. Some of you might be a little apprehensive, but it's going to be good. I'm just waiting. There's a little bit of a lag, so fingers crossed everything's going to work tonight. I don't see anybody here talking to me yet, so hopefully the connection's good. How we doing? Happy Friday. Yay! I see me on here, so let me know, guys, when you can see me. There, hi. Can you see me, Josie? Hello, hello. Hello from Texas. Hello, Sandy. How are you? How are you? How's everybody doing? Did you have a good week? Hi, Connie. Hello, sweet friend. Hello. Hi, Lori Lee. Hi, Julie. Yay. It probably will throw everybody off because I started an hour early. Hi, Melanie. Hi, guys. Natalie, Teresa. Hi, Nancy. I started an hour early, so people are probably going to roll in at 8 and go, what are you guys doing here already? And I'm going to be like, I started early because we have lots to do to prep for tomorrow. And I have lots to talk about. So I'll give everybody a chance to, who's going to show up is going to show up. Like, it's very quiet, but there's like 12 million things going on this weekend. Like 12 million, right? So, hello, Ginger and my sister Jill here. Hi there, guys. Hi, Leanne. Hi, Julie. How are you? So, yeah, like 12 million opportunities to create this weekend. So it will be fun. It will be quiet, I think, but I think people will show up later. Like, this gives you something with all those things to choose. And you might be at Crops and doing things this weekend, because it's our national celebration, international celebration, right? How am I today? I'm good. I'm a little tired. It's been a lot these last couple of weeks, and we worked, Ursula, my friend Ursula, came and helped me pack orders, and she was a machine. So between the two of us, we got, for Canada, 3 carloads of orders went out, and now I am going to be on here all weekend, so we'll pick it back up on Monday, and we figure we will get pretty much all of it done. Because on Monday, my Sizzix release also comes out. It's a lot. It's a lot, but it's a good lot. A lot of good. It's a lot of good. So it's not complaints, but I am of the school. If you ask me, I'm going to tell you honestly. So a little sleepy. I went and got my nails done. And I kept falling asleep. Kept falling asleep. Not during the pedicure, but when I got my nails done, I kept falling asleep. Do we get a notification when our orders are shipped? Yes. So in the US, because it's not set up directly through my Shopify, Greta will fill the orders and then has to put the tracking information back into Shopify. So it's a process. Just thank you for your patience. I know some of you, as soon as people start posting that they've got their orders, I am going to get bombarded with emails that I placed an order and I haven't got it yet. When we put the Sunset Beach Club up, I put it up because I was going on the cruise and was teaching with it at Scrapfest. We were not prepared to ship it. So for a lot of people, if you're new here, it's not Amazon at all. We're a small company. It's like the power of two. The power of two, and then I had some help from Ursula. So when that order went up, I said we weren't shipping it for 2 weeks, because then I was going off to teach. And now we are just in the process. Everything's kitted, but it takes a long time to fulfill all of that stuff. So just be patient. It's coming. You'll have it in plenty of time for the class. And then for the ones with the pre-order, it's good news, because I've heard from China, and it's ready to ship, I think, next week. So faster than I thought. So next week or the week after. So it's all going to be good. But it's hard because you're excited for it, and it's hard to be patient. It's hard even for us, right? But like I said, it physically takes us so much time just to get all of that in there. So they're coming. You will get tracking information. Sometimes if you guys are close to her in Indiana, you might receive it before the tracking number even goes into the computer. Because if she ships them out and UPS or they pick up on the Thursday and then she goes to put it in on the Friday, you could have it already. You could have it already. So it's crazy. And then for my friends in the UK and in New Zealand and Australia, I need you to place your orders with, oh my goodness, see, this is, brain fart. I should write things down because I'm so tired that I have this issue that I go to say something and anybody else with me, I don't know if it's my age too, it flies the coop. It flew the coop. It flew the coop. It's Sarah and Michelle, and I'm going to post that information. So I'm going to send that. Thank you. Hey, little magpie. So she is putting it up. It was only in a pre-order stance. And I'm going to let all my friends know that have placed orders with me from Australia. You're going to be getting an email from me because I really want you to place, I'm going to want to refund the orders from here. You're going to get them faster from Michelle than they will come from here. And it's going to save you a heck of a lot on shipping. So just know that I want to get us set up with that. And I'm going to give you guys all a little gift for that as well. But we just got to get all the things set up and working, right? And I'll email you guys individually, and then you guys can let me know how you think or what how you feel about that. But yeah, I'm going to give like full refund and a little gift from me. And then we'll get it set up so that it can go through there and you're going to save, because I'll let you know, a lot of you guys pick the one shipping, but you're picking surface. Well, that's not possible, is it? Surface. So the cheaper one is like 75 Canadian, but I never send it that. I end up paying the $95 one. So you get it in 11 days. The other one, if you've noticed, does not give you a time of arrival. So you might not get it for 3 months. And I'd say the majority of the people pick the cheaper shipping, not understanding that that's $75. I don't know if it goes by horse and buggy and then the horses can swim, right? It is crazy. It's crazy. So we'll talk about that because I pulled everybody's orders, and then some of you did order stuff that you can only get from me. We'll figure that out. But just know it's going to be good. It's going to be good once we get it rolling. But like over 200, like almost 300 people said they were interested in getting that stuff. So now I just have to get everybody to where you can get it, right? So where you can get it. So let me know, email me, or we'll start like a thread or something if you're having issues with anything so I can help you work it out, okay? So it's good. It's good. It's good. It's just new. It's all just new. So let me tell you about what my plan is for this International Scrapbook Day. I love my gel plate. I haven't pulled it out. I feel like it is relaxing and fun. So I thought, how fun will it be to create some of our own pattern paper making prints? And then we're going to take that paper and we're going to make a folio, DIY folio mini book. So it's a whole free class. This is a whole class tonight. So if you don't have a gel plate, you can do stenciling and stamping and kissing techniques. So I will run through that quickly. So by tomorrow, just so you have your bases. And we're going to cut paper because I'm going to cut everything we need to make the folio. And then what I'm going to use for pattern paper, do I have? Just let me grab just a sec, friends. I just grabbed this because it has pretty much everything I need in it. So the Artful Moments 6x8 pack, because there's embellishments in it. So I thought this is perfect. I'm going to use that because then that's all I need. So what would you need? You'll need some pattern paper tomorrow and some embellishments. So if you have any of the Vicky Boutin stuff, it's all, the formula is all kind of the same. So you can use whatever you want. With that being said, your palette of paints, you want to match whatever you're going to create with, right? Your palette and your colors need to match whatever you're going to create with. So that's what you need to know for tonight. or pick colors you love and then you can find things that match with it. Whatever you want to do. But I am going to use Artful Moments because everything's in here, right? Yeah, I just saw that Seth made a mini book using this paper. I actually just saw that and I'm like, that's funny because great minds. I'm going to do that too. So my plan, you ready for it? I'm going to show you, I'm going to flip the camera. I'm going to show you the things I pulled. I have 6 12 by 12 pieces of paper that we are going to cut the pieces we need to make the folio. And then we're going to print directly on the front and back of each of those. With that being said, I don't think it's a bad idea to have a stack of 8.5 by 11 to practice before you print on what you need, right? So we can pull a couple prints, get warmed up, and then get right into the nitty gritty. The other thing that I think is important, and it's going to be hard for some of you, it's going to be hard. Don't put the rainbow on these prints. This is meant to be almost like my basics or my staples. I want to make slight patterned bases that we can then cluster and do other things on top of. And that is going to be so hard for some of you guys because you want to use all the colors. You want to put all the pattern. And you can, but right, if you want it to be usable, we're actually making our own pattern paper. So keep that in mind. And then with me saying that, if you want to put all of the colors that you own on it, go for it. But if you can try, let's kind of do some monochromatics or 2 colors, 3 color kind of patterns. And we're going to play. It's going to be straightforward because I want us to play for a bit, but to get the work done. So we're going to start by cutting paper. And then we're going to get into printing. But when I flip the camera, I'm going to show you all the tools that I pulled in case I forgot anything in my list. But the most important thing is the 6 12 by 12s. I actually drew out everything I think we need to cut. Thank you. I just took the tag off of it today. By the way, Vicki, I received the Sunset Beach Club today. Did you love it, Jill? Yeah, it's floating. We are doing it. Greta's daughter is graduating. That's important. Life stuff comes in there too. So she worked literally right up until she had to leave for that. And then she'll be back at it. I worked right up until I came. I stopped, got some supper, got my nails done because they were popping off and they were hurting, and then came down here to get this started. So we're working really hard to get all of that stuff for you guys. So just be patient. It's a process because some of you ordered like 5 times that we have to then condense, refund the shipping. So a human has to do it all, right? Like I said, it's hard because we're so used to now instant gratification with ordering online, right? You order on Amazon, it's there like the same day. We don't have those capabilities. So we're more boutique. So it's coming. Just be patient. There'll be everything should be out other than the pre-orders because we don't have that product yet. Next week, like next week, I'd say the end of next week, and you'll be receiving them by early the following week. So with that being said, let's do that. Are y'all sending shipping notices, emails? Okay. Because everybody's coming on here at different times. Yes. But Greta has to physically put them back into Shopify. When I ship through Canada Post, it's all in Shopify. We're working on that to get it so it's faster and easier, but it's a process. We work out of 2 countries, right? So it's just figuring all of that out, but it's coming. I'm going to hire somebody to help me with my Shopify so that I can have an expert and I don't have to figure all of the things out. I can just tell them what I need, pay them to do that, and then have it quicker. So just be patient with this first one. It was way more than we ever expected, which is a good thing, but then it's just way more work than we ever expected. So they're coming, but we hadn't started shipping until this week. Kidding, even. We hadn't started kidding. So it's coming. You will get shipping notices. And then you have to wait for the UK, Europe, and Australia, New Zealand stuff. Okay. We'll talk about it though. We can talk while we're working. I just want to get everybody kind of up to date. I'm going to flip the camera. I'm going to show you all of the tools that I'm using, and it's going to be good. It's going to be good tonight. I love this. I love gel plate. Do you sell VBoo cruise magnets in your shop? I have them in Canada, but not the US. I could send some to Greta. We're going to have a lot of stuff. We're going to do some new pins. We're going to do some different new merch. It's going to be good. We just got to get through all of these kits. And then I think both of us, we have to hire stuff, right? If you don't have a gel plate, could you use an acrylic sheet? Yes, you can do the kissing technique. So it's hard because I've said a lot of, if you guys just got here, you missed the beginning part. So yes, if you don't have a gel plate, you're just going to do similar. And I got inks out so I can do a sample of that as well. So right at the beginning, before I get the gel plate, I will do a quick sample of the kissing technique for you to do your backgrounds and bases. And then we're going to roll into gel plate. And we're going to be here for a couple hours tonight because it's fun. Once we get rolling, that's why I started an hour early. So let's flip the camera. Let's get started. Ask all the questions that you want. It's easier when I flip and I can look at my laptop instead of on the camera, and it's going to be good. Okay, so let me Blair Witch you for a second. Hi. Oops. Sec. Boop. And boop. There. Okay, flipping. Beep. And then always trying not to hang up on anybody because that would not be fun. Okay, we're good. Camera is good. Light, I will move in a bit. I think we're good. There we go. All right, let's talk about the things that I have here. Hello, Crystal. How are you? I know that it is on the way because I packed the orders and printed the shipping and had some amazing help from my friend Ursula. Oh, Ursula to the rescue, I'm telling you. And she worked, like, it's very nice to have a scrapbooker help you because they know what everything is, right? So it's good. And it's just hard because I don't want our new friends who have ordered for the first time to be nervous about their orders arriving. It just is like you guys that have been here for a bit, you know that it all comes, but it's a process, right? Any questions before I get started? Are we celebrating anything this weekend other than International National Scrapbook Day? Okay, so I have a stack of paper. I want some paper to roll off on so it can clean my brayer. So you need something to clean your brayer. It's your birthday week. Happy birthday, Kentucky Derby. Yay. But you'll want something to clean this. It's your birthday. Happy birthday, Beatrice. Happy birthday. Okay. And then I just have extra paper just to print on while we're practicing. And then I have my 12 by 12 that we're going to cut. We're going to cut into what we need. So let me show you kind of what my idea is. I wrote some little notes. We're going to do a folio album like this. Okay. So we're going to make a base with 2 side flaps that can crisscross over. We're also going to do our Melindas, where we're going to score and create some pieces that look like that. And then they will create our waterfall. Okay, so we're going to do some pieces that are going to create our waterfall, which is going to sit in here. So we're going to do a waterfall in here. Some of these pieces we're going to cut, and they're going to be side pockets. Okay, and then we are going to do a top flap because I want this to be something we can finish tomorrow. So our goal tonight is to make all these pieces with gel plate prints. Does that make sense? We're going to make all these pieces with gel plate prints. And I kind of planned it all out. sketched it this morning before I went to pack, and I have notes. So we're going to cut the paper and then we're going to print it, because then we can get edge to edge printing. Happy wedding anniversary. So are you excited about that? And here's the other thing. If you don't want to make a folio, just do the prints and you can do some layouts. Whatever floats your boat. But I think a folio could be fun, right? I think that could be fun. Let me tell you, Karen, I just had a drink. A gel plate is magic. It is a, look at, it's a spongy plate that your acrylic paint sits on, and then you can lift it. So why I love this is you use like an onion skin layer of paint. It dries immediately. You can create beautiful layered patterns. It's fun tonight to watch, so you can kind of get an idea of what it does. And then you can decide if it's something you want to add to your creative toolbox. But I love it. It's printmaking. It is a monoprint, right? Question, how do you store your jelly plate between two? I don't usually put it in the clamshell. Some of them are. But I will put 2 thin pieces of paper and store it like that. You just want to make sure you rub it so there's no bubbles. You don't leave bubbles on the plate. It's not intimidating. Do it with Jeanette. Guess what? It's a piece of paper and your time. So this is your opportunity to do it. It is not going to be complicated. I feel very confident that you can do it. So do that with me. Even if you don't have a gel plate, you can cut the paper and make the folio with us. You could stamp, you can stencil on your background, you can cover them with paper. You don't have to do this part. But I would love for you to give it a try. I think you will be surprised that it's not going to be as hard as you think it is. And the plus is that even though I'm doing this live, the video will be recorded and you can pause me later. Right? So let's do the things. So I have my 6 pieces of 12 by 12 pattern paper that we're going to cut and I'm going to print on. I have extra sheets for practice. So if I just want to practice the pattern that I'm going to pull. And then I have my sheets for cleaning my brayer. I'm going to roll off the extra paint on that. So those are kind of my substrate, my bases, right? Let's talk about the tools that I have for tonight. I have some brayers. I 100% prefer the rubber brayer to a hard brayer. I like the ones that are in the plastic housing, not the metal. The metal are bouncy and I feel like you get more lines on your gel plate when you roll it. But we're going to load paint up and we're going to brayer it. So it's a thin layer. So brayer, I have a couple. I grabbed stuff because then I figured I'm going to get a cup as well. Or you could use a lid, like look at the lid off my glue, whatever, a circle. Because we can do fun things with that. I have bubble wrap. So if you don't have stencils, you might have some of the stuff laying around your house. This is what you line your drawers with or your shelves. So I buy it in the dollar store in a roll. Anything that's soft and won't cut my gel plate that I can make a pattern with is perfect. And then I grabbed my stack of Vicky Boutin stencils. So those are the tools that we can make stuff with, right? It's going to be good. Put this over here. Boop. I have my roller cart. I have a craft mat and I have tape because I usually tape the, I print with my gel plate right on a sheet of 8.5 by 11. So I like to tape that down to my gel plate and tape it down to my craft mat and then tape my craft mat down just so it doesn't move when I'm brayering because it can be slippy, right? And then paints. I like the Liquitex paint. They are not expensive. It is a great kind of student artist quality acrylic. They have nice body, meaning they're nice and thick. So they work really well on the gel plate. So when you roll it out, it stays as a solid paint coverage. It doesn't start to bead. So I got some new colors I'm excited about. These just came out from Liquitex. So this one is a light olive green. Look at this one. Oh my goodness, is periwinkle. Light blue violet. I'm going to go with kind of blues and greens and some yellow and orange. That's kind of my color palette. I have this, look at it, Prussian blue. You know I love my Prussian blue, so it's like a nice navy. None of these colors are exactly the same color as the paper, so I'm going to do some color blending. So I have brilliant yellow green. I have light green permanent, so that I can just kind of do some teals and blues. I have bright aqua. I have white for ghost prints. You want a good white acrylic paint. And then, like I said, the warmer palette. I have light portrait pink, cadmium, red light hue, so it's like an orange. I have Naples yellow, and I have cadmium yellow medium hue. Am I going to use all of these? No. Probably not, but who knows? Never say never, right? So, question, why does the paint sometimes bleed? It's just, it depends what binder is in it. Like all paints have like a binding medium in it, so it could react with the gel plate material. Some are light body, so they're more fluid acrylic, and they might bleed or create cells on your plate. I don't ever have a problem with my Liquitex, unless it's a color that you're using that's pretty runny when it comes out of the tube, you might. But I have found, if I am going to tell you guys something you'd invest your money in, I feel like these are readily available. You can find them online. You can find them in Michael's. They go on sale. They're at Blick. Probably any kind of craft store you could find Liquitex, and I love them. I love Liquitex, and the other one, let me tell you the other one. There's another brand I really like too. Amsterdam. And I really like Amsterdam. You can't go wrong with those. Okay. Oops. I have, if you have a makeup sponge, that will be helpful. I just put, these are clean. I wash them. I just put a blending foam on my blending tool. This is so if we want to add color through the stencil in just a couple of areas. Okay. So you have had, see, when I've used the Dina ones, I find that they, because it's more of a light body paint, that sometimes I don't have the same coverage, but it all depends. It depends on which ones. Like if it is the neons, that I had a little bit of that. But like I said, I try everything. I still use them. I just know I'm going to get a different result. Okay. And then for my friends that don't have a gel plate, I'm going to also do kissing technique, and I picked Frosty, Pineapple, and Early Bird from 49 and Market, so I can show you this. Yes, my original paints from American Crafts, the original, work beautifully on the gel plate. When they came out with the new ones that were in Joann's store, they completely changed the formula, and they are not heavy body. They're more of a light body. Okay? Any questions? Any questions before we start doing the things? Because we're going to cut some paper first. I'm going to cut some paper. So we have the pieces prepped, and then we'll set it aside. So you need a paper trimmer, ruler. And we're going to cut some paper. It's all very straightforward. And my friend who said they're nervous to try the Folio, are you going to cut paper with me? Just grab cardstock you don't even love the color of and do a test Folio. So I think it will work better with a smooth cardstock rather than textured cardstock, because the texture will pick the paint up differently off the gel plate. So I'm going to use a smooth white cardstock. If it's a little bit heavier, it's not a bad thing. You don't want the paper to be too thin, because you're going to need a structure for an album, right? So let's do the things. Any questions before we get started? We're going to cut the paper. This is going to be for our bases. We're going to cut the paper. So remember, I planned this all out, friends, a couple times. Planned it out. We're going to do the things. It's going to be good. So I challenge you to do that. Grab some cardstock if you don't want to do the mixed media. You can still do the gel plate or the base of this folio. Okay, let's do it. So let me just trim the top of my paper off here. The tear strip. Okay, we need an 8 by 12. Please trim an 8 by 12. Everybody okay with that? An 8 by 12. I should have sticky notes because I could have wrote that down, right? So this is an 8 by 12. Once you get your 8 by 12 cut, turn it and cut it into 2 6-inch pieces. You know what, Regina? I'm of the school that test it out. Don't cut your paper with me, and don't maybe put it right on these finished ones. But there's no reason you couldn't test it on some scrap paper and see if you're getting the results that you want. Right? Like, it's one of those things that I say you don't need to have the most expensive tools, but certain tools can be frustrating. Like dollar store paint might not react the same because the binder in it. Like, it's what holds the color and floats in the liquid, is the pigment in the liquid, just could react differently with the gel plate. So I wouldn't say don't play along, but I'd say maybe don't use the pieces that you need for the album, or play along with scrap paper or cardstock and do it, make it more than one. Because this, you totally could make more than one. So from my 8 by 12, I'm going to cut 2 6-inch pieces. Okay. That's all I need from the first paper. 2 6 by 8s. 2 6 by 8s. Okay. I can't see you guys, so I hope everybody's doing okay. It's always worth trying. You never know. That's what I'm saying. You never know. If the cheap paint has, it just depends. Some of them don't react well with the gel plate, and some work just fine. I will try anything. Second sheet of paper, I'm going to cut another 8 by 12. Another 8 by 12. So I didn't cut the tear strip off because I'm not using this right yet. We're cutting for the folio now, Tisha, because I want to print on these. I want to make my own pattern paper tonight. So we're going to practice later when we do the gel plate, but then when we're ready to go, we're going to be printing the front and back of all of this to make your folio. So this was another 8 by 12. I'm turning it. And this one, please cut a 7-inch piece. 7. Okay. So that gives us a 7 by 8 and a 5 by 8. So far, this is what we've done. If you're just catching us, this is why does that look like a square? Did I cut that wrong? Nope, 7 by 8. So this is a 7 by 8 and a 5 by 8. And then we have the 4 by 12 left over. So that was the second paper. And from the first paper, we're 2 6 by 8s. 2 6 by 8s. Okay. 2 6 by 8s. So far what we've done is that's going to be the back. And then these are going to be the side flaps for our folio. So if you want to clip that together as we're building the folio, that is our base is a 7 by 8 and then 2 6 by 8s. See, nothing hard so far, right? Nothing difficult. I'm going to clip it together. That's my base. This piece here, which is our 5 by 8, are going to be little side pockets later, possibly. So that's why just keep all your little strips because we're going to print everything. So the next thing we're going to make are the pieces that are going to be our waterfall flaps. So we need to cut 4 6 by 8.5 inch pieces. So let's go in here and I'm going to cut 2 pages at a time. How's everybody doing? Do you need anything repeated? So from this, we're going to cut 8.5 by 12. 8.5 by 12. And I have 2 sheets stacked, okay? So 8.5 by 12. Please pick up where I am right now rather than trying to catch up. Do what I'm doing right now because it's much easier for me to go through after, but do this with me now. Okay, 8.5 by 12. I have 2 sheets. And I'm going to trim those in 2, turn it. So you're cutting out of the 12-inch length, right? It's 8.5 by 12. We're going to cut 2 6-inch pieces. Okay, so I have 4 6 by 8.5 inch pieces. And now I'm going to cut 1 more. Do I want more? 1 more? Let me decide. Do I need 1 more? I don't think we do, because that would be, let's go with that. I think it's enough. I think we have enough, friends, for that one. We're just going to cut those. If you cut more, it's not a big deal, but let's just stick with that. Yeah, so if you wanted to cut this out of watercolor paper and do the kissing technique or watercolor, you totally could. As long as your watercolor paper has some body to it, it has to be pretty heavy. So let's make sure. Am I cut off or can you see that? Okay, so we have our 4 sheets of 6 by 8.5. These are going to be our flaps. So I'm going to clip these. They're our waterfall flaps. I'll clip those together. We have the base for our folio, which are 2 6 by 8s. So this, you guys can write 2 6 by 8s. And then this is a 7 by 8. That's the base of it. And then everything that's left over. The only other thing we're going to do is we're going to do a flap. So inside there'll be a second flap inside here. Okay, so for our next sheet of paper, let's trim a 7 by 12 inch piece. 7 by 12. Seven by 12. From the 7 by 12, just give me a sec. Let me finish this one and then I'll go through everything again, okay? So do this with me right now, okay? Everybody cut this with me right now and I'll go back through everything again. So 7 by 12, turn it and trim a 7.5 inch piece. Seven and a half and a 4.5. Okay. This is going to be, here, get sticky notes and I'm going to label everything. I think that will help you guys to visualize what we're doing. If I can find sticky notes. Okay. I'm going to go through. You ready? The first paper that we cut, two 6 by 8s and a 4 by 12. Okay, 2 6 by 8s and a 4 by 12. That was our first cut. We cut 8 by 12 and cut it in half to 2 6 by 8s. Six by 8 times 2, and these are side flaps. Is that helpful? We have 2 6 by 8s. Two 6 by 8s, side flaps. So put your sticky note on there. I think that will help you. Keep this aside. We'll still print on it and decide what we'll want to use it for. The next paper that we cut, turn the wrong way. Nope. Do, Vicky, where is the other piece? It should be 7 by 8 and a 5 by 8, but that's not right. It's got to match one of the sides, right? Oh, here, dum-dum. Okay. This is a 7 by 8, and that's the base. And a 5 by 8. And I think I'm going to use this for side pockets. Side pockets. And then you have this scrap here. Okay. So I'm going to clip that with my side flaps. That's going to be the base of our folio. This is an additional piece that's going to go with it. Everybody okay at this point? Here's the other thing, my friends. If you're like, I haven't cut anything, I don't know what's going on, you can just print and cut it later. I'll draw up the cutting diagram and then post it on the Vicky Booten Creative Community on Facebook. And then the next thing we did was cut 4 6 by 8.5. These are 6 inches by 8.5 inches tall. So when I cut it, right, we cut 8.5 by 12 and then cut it into 2 6-inch pieces. And we did 2 sheets of that. Okay. I'm just happy to have you here. I'm sure there's a lot of people that aren't going to be playing live, but it will be here for you whenever you're ready. So these are 6 by 8s times 4. Oops. And then these are going to be waterfall flaps. So what will end up happening after we've printed on it, we're going to take these 6 by 8 and we're going to score 4 inches from the top and 4 inches from the bottom. And what that's going to give us is a, did I do that right? Oh, these are 8.5, pardon me. 6 by 8.5. Do it again, Vicki. That will give us a 1/2 inch. You'll have to wait and see. I can show you one in a finished album. So these are 6 by 8.5. And they're going to be waterfall flat. And you need 4 of those. 6 by 8.5 because you need that 1/2 inch in the middle. Let me show you. You're going to be excited. And then we have one more to talk about. This is what I'm doing on Sunday. We did not finish this at Scrap Fest. So we're going to be doing this on Sunday. This is a waterfall flap. This is a waterfall flap. So what we're going to do is create, that's one piece with a 1/2 inch fold in the middle. 2 4 by 6s, 1/2 inch fold. So that's what we're going to be making. So we're going to make, this is very intricate. We're going to be making a smaller version of that. Okay, and we'll do a top and bottom flap with a waterfall, 2 side flaps with side pockets. So we can actually finish it. Right? So we can actually finish it. Hi, Cheryl. And then for my friends that were on the cruise, I'm going to be doing this. Anybody can come watch, but you won't see this part because we did it already. I'm finishing the class. I just posted it online. You can come hang out if you want on Sunday. You might be cleaning or doing something else or finishing another project, but I'm going to be doing that. So the last paper we cut was a 7 by 7.5. And then that left us with a 4.5 by 7. Because this is going to be the flaps. This will be our flaps. Okay, so this is a 7 by 7.5. Seven by 7.5 flap. I'll put top flap. And 7 by 4.5. We'll say bottom flap. I thought that this would be a pretty straightforward project to do. That cutting was not like, it's not labor intensive, right? I don't want it to be because but I wanted us to cut so we know exactly where we're placing color. Does that make sense? I thought it makes more sense to cut so when we go to gel plate, we know these are top and bottom flat. So I want to do colors that are similar. Could we have printed it all and cut it later? Sure, we could have, but you know, why make anything easy? But now all your paper's cut. It's ready to make the base of the album. And then I have all my scraps. And I will print on them because I can cut them and use them for something, I'm sure. So, right, we cut 4 papers and I have those 4 pieces left over. So guess what we're going to do now? We're going to gel plate print. So let's get ready. That was it for the paper cutting. I think for a Vicky style class, that was nothing. You guys could totally handle that. I hope. Fingers crossed. So I am going to prep to gel plate print. How you guys doing? Are you guys doing okay? Do you have any questions? See, when we do a class, nobody really talks because everybody's working. So I will fill in the space for us. I will do the talking tonight. I have a gel plate, or this is called a craft mat. Let's make sure it's in the screen. Hola. Hola from Puerto Rico. I want to make sure that's in there. I'm going to adjust my camera a little bit. I'm going to tape this down because I don't want it to move. Okay. Just painter's tape. I tape it too, like in a perfect world, I need to get a big pad of scrap paper. Your plate, did you have a piece of paper on top of your plate? What were you storing your plate in? Because if air got trapped in it, it could have bubbles on it. I like the paperweight, Lisa, right? I like it. I think it's not, it's like Goldilocks, right? It's not too thick. It's not too thin. It's just right. Okay, we'll see you later, Jeanette. Well, you'll still be here, but you won't be chatting with me. Okay, and now I'm going to take my gel plate. And I'm going to tape it down to my craft mat. This is very crooked, Vicky. Let's see. Boop. And boop. Let's see if I straightened it out or made it more crooked. I made it way more crooked. Let's see. We'll figure out how to fix that. Because I think you just have to get the moisture back in. Let's print on it and see what we get. Because you know with a gel plate, if there's any, like if a cat hair or dog hair gets on it, the pattern is left in the plate. It is an 8x10. My gel plate is an 8x10 and it's crooked, isn't it? Look at, I glued this down, but because it's glued onto another craft mat, it's being a stinker. I need a big piece of paper. I'm going to find that. I'm going to buy it like one of those jumbo coloring pads the kids would have of scrap paper. There. Oh my goodness, Vicky. get my scrap paper ready. Where did you put it? And let's just get warmed up. Let's just get warmed up. Who here has never gel plate printed, hasn't heard of it, has been curious but nervous, not sure if it's up your alley? We get all of our stuff ready. I'm going to pull a couple prints just to get started. The first one I'm going to print is going to be one color. When you go, because you're printing from the bottom to the top, you're building layers of color. I like to start with a light color. Don't start with dark, because like if I go in with dark green, yellow paint isn't going to show on it. White might, but yellow won't, right? So I want to start with lighter. I'm going to start with lighter. I'm not printing on what we cut yet. I'm going to warm up first. Okay? I'm going to warm up first. So let's go in. I'm going to try that new green I just got, because that will be fun. I have the new green. I'm going to go in with light olive green. So here, this is the biggest tip I can give you. Do not put too much paint on your plate. Have whatever you're going to be pulling your print. It's what it's called. When I put my paper down and I lift it, I'm pulling a print. It is a mono print, meaning you put your ink, your paint, whatever you're using as your medium, and you pull one print. So I have my paper beside me, okay? So I'm going to go on, make sure that your paint isn't separated. Okay, so this is your time to test. How much paint do you think is too much? How much isn't enough? I'm going to start with that. And take my brayer. Like I said, you can buy these. This is Speedball brayer. You can buy them on Amazon, anywhere. They are not expensive, but you want a rubber brayer. And I think it's better than the ones in the metal casing. The metal casing doesn't have as much stability as this, so it's bouncy. Right? Have I used the clay rollers? No, I have them, but we haven't done a ton of gel plate printing, right? So I have them where you can put the print on. There's so many things we can do, and that's why we still have to do our part 2. So see, I have nice even coverage on my plate. Don't work it too long, because this paint will dry rather quickly. I clean my brayer off so I'm not depositing that color. I'm going to stand to do this so I can see what I'm doing. You can. I don't wash my gel plate. Maybe the first time you're using it, there could be a releasing agent on, but when you put your paper on it, you're going to pull it anyway. So I'd say just pull it out and use it. Put my paper on, and this is just a practice one. I'm just rubbing my hand because I'm transferring that onion skin of paint to my paper, and then I pull my print. Paper's thin, so I'm just being careful I don't tear it. Look at that. Just that is fun. Just created a cool pattern, right? Just with that one color. But it's dry already. So it's the easiest way to use acrylic. So I'm going to do another one on a thicker paper. And I'm going to use that color with a little bit of another shade of green. So I'm going to go kind of two-tone on here. So however you want to do it. Do you want to do it horizontally or vertically? This one is printer paper. And now I'm going in with some Nina. So it's, I think, 110, 80 pound. This is just a practice. So whatever you have is exactly what you need. So I'm going to do that. green. And maybe, how about the turquoisey color? So I will kind of move that paint up and down the plate. I'm going to take that off. Start with a green on this side. And just kind of print that into the middle to get a tertiary color in the center. And let's pull that. Let's see what we get. The other thing that's nice is I can line this sheet up with the 8.5 by 11 that's taped underneath it. Here's the biggest thing though. If you put this paper on and it moves, you have too much paint on your plate. It should stick onto your plate. So tell me, are you having an issue like that? Are you putting it on and it's sticking to your plate? And then also flip your brayer over so it doesn't glue to the sheet. I'm going to be in Brisbane in October, November. I can't wait. Okay, this paper is way thicker. Look at it. Okay. Very pretty. You have to start somewhere, right? You have to start somewhere. So I don't want this to be a Picasso. I want to put my first layer on and look, the paint dried. We're going to be able to pick that up. So do not clean your plate. Pretty things are going to come, right? I know I said it right at the beginning. I said, everybody's going to forget. I'm starting tonight at 7. Okay. So now we have 2 prints. Thin paper and a thicker paper. But we're going to layer on top of this. We're just building some bases. So I want you to get a warm up. Let's go in with a different color. So lighter to dark, okay? I'm going to go in with this kind of yellowy color. It is called Naples Yellow Hue. You're going to see that there's a little bit of turquoise and a little bit of green left on this plate. I'm going to end up picking this up. Yes, we don't throw anything away, and we keep our little boogers. I love these. I got to find where my cup of boogers is. Oh, that one having a hard time coming off. There. That one's not coming off yet. I just got a manicure. I'm going to paint all over my fingers too. I love it. Okay. So less is more. Don't put too much paint on there. Let's get that around our plate. Like, that's a lot of paint. I'm going to take some of it off. I'm trying to get as few lines on my print as possible. Flip it. Like, once you clean it off, don't leave it laying on there because it'll glue to the paper. And then let's see if we can pick up some of those corners. So I'm going to rub really well on the edges, okay? Let's see. Ooh, I got some of it. This is where the magic starts happening. Because that turquoise that we put on there, I'm going to pick up with a wet paint, glues to that layer and lifts it. So really rub on the edges of your plate where some of your mucky paper is or paint is sitting. Ready? You will see it in a second. Oh, yeah. Look at that edge. That was from the dirty plate. So you want that. That's why I'm not cleaning my plate. I'm going to pick all that stuff up. It's a secret sauce, right? Okay. So let's do another one with the paint everywhere. That's under my fingernails. Let's do like a 3-color one maybe. I'll do that. I have this kind of peachy pink. And how about a little bit of orange? See? Paint boogers, they're the best. Keep those. Let's blend in our yellow. Into our pink. Clean my brayer off a bit. Some lines on there. Who's printing with me? Are any of you guys printing out there? I love that prom queen. That's awesome. The paint boogers, I will glue them onto things. I will use it like an embellishment. I love them. I have some that look like hearts when they come off. I just like it. You're printing? I love it. Doesn't it feel good? Hi, Melanie. How are you, friend? Watching and learning. I love it. My thing is moving around. Okay, let's see. Oh, so pretty. Look at that. It's like sunset or sunrise. Still has, look at that hint of green in there. Okay, so we have a couple bases. Now let's look at some things we can do. I'm gonna sit down now. I'm gonna have a drink. I keep the paint boogers and use them for embellishment. You know, you get enough of them, you could glue them on a canvas. Wouldn't it be fun? Have a paint booger canvas. It's next weekend, isn't it, Natalie? It's next weekend. Natalie's daughter's wedding, I think. I'm correct, aren't I? Paint boogers. I love it. Okay, I'm gonna get a cup. Gonna get a cup, a little Dixie cup. A little Dixie cup. This is easy. So let me just show you a couple of things. So we could go in here now and put another layer on. Let's do this first. I'm going to show you lifting pattern and adding pattern. Lifting pattern and adding pattern. So let's go in on that green one. Okay, I'm going to print on here. So just have this ready. Let's go in with a color that would work nicely on there. I'm going to go in with this. So we're going to lift color right now. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to cover for the most part this sheet or this pad. And that is in the new color. It is called light blue violet. Look how pretty it is. So same rules apply. Don't get too heavy in your paint, because you want it to be like an onion skin layer. So this is lifting pattern. We're going to remove paint. So I could take my cup and I could go in and I can create a pattern by removing the paint with the cup. You can do fun things too, where you put your cup on and drag it a bit. Put your cup on, drag it. And then you create like a little shadow layer, okay? I could take my bubble wrap, right? So I put my cup on, I removed paint where the cup kissed it. Now I'm going to take some bubble wrap and put that on, and this is going to remove a layer of paint as well. It's sticking on the bubble wrap, and I'm removing pattern, okay? This, if you have another sheet, you could press pattern. So really, in a perfect world, I'd be working on multiple things at the same time, right? You could take your sponge and you could also remove some pattern or paint to create pattern. And you could deposit paint. Okay, so we also got to keep in mind that we don't want the paint to dry before we can lift it. So now I'm going to put my green layer on. The blue layer is going to go on top of this. I'm going to stand up so I can see. And let me show you. It might not line up perfectly. We don't care. So what we're going to get here now is we've removed the paint everywhere we've removed the paint with these different tools. The green is going to show and the blue is going to be around it. Ready? Oh, look at. But look what's going to happen here. Okay. So everywhere we removed, we have now the green shows through. If it's not lifting, your paint dried. If it's not lifting, your paint dried. And this is where different types of paint will give you different techniques. Okay? Do you see on here these blue lines? Because I didn't lift all that paint. I want that to dry. So I'm going to show you a ghost print. A ghost print is we can start building pattern on here and then we can lift that. So let's add. Now we're going to add to this. Does that make sense? We removed paint and lifted it. Now we're going to add pattern. I'm excited. So let's grab something that's easy for you to see. Okay, I'm going to take the stencil. And I'm going to pounce with a foam onto this. And we're going to let all of it dry. Okay? Well, actually, watch. Magic is, just watch. I'm going to show you some magic. So what colors do we have? Blue is going to go on. Let's do it on here. So this is what I'm going to pull on. Sure. That's what I'm going to pull on. So what color do I want to put on here? I'm going to go in with this kind of Prussian blue, the navy. So I'm going to put this on my craft mat. And I'm going to use my sponge. You don't want a lot of paint because it will bleed through, okay? So look at, I'm loading my foam up. And I'm going to press this in here. Why don't I want a lot of paint on here? Because it'll bleed underneath the stencil. And remember, in our gel plate, we don't want thick layers of paint. So two magic things are going to happen here. We're going to get two prints out of this, okay? Because I want to do something. I'm going to just take a clean sheet and I'm going to rub it on top of this and lift some of that paint. Watch what's going to happen. Beautiful, right? Beautiful. Maybe I want some in this corner too. So what that's going to do now is it's leaving only partial pattern. I'm going to move this. I'm going to line it up again because I want to move it down the page. So I already know that this is kind of what I want to do for my cover. So I'm going in, I'm depositing some pigment. I'm going to lift it again, just because I don't want that full dark. Look at that. This color is magic. Okay. Now look. Look at. And maybe we want a hint of that pattern over here. So we can line that stencil up. So you know when people say, how many stencils are too many stencils? For me, in my world, I never have too many stencils because of all this magic that I can create, right? Quick rub and lift. So now I'm going to add one more pattern on top here, okay? So this is when like how Tim has his lasagna pan, or you have a thing of water, the thing that like that, just look at that. So I could have lifted that on anything, but I will take this now and I'll sandwich it in my paper towels, and I'm going to clean my stencil because I clean everything. So you'll have crafters that don't clean anything. I clean. But can I tell you something? Watch what's going to happen here. Why would I waste this? So any of my friends that are going to ink tonight, if you put some paint on a stencil, take a scrap paper, lay it on, because you're cleaning the stencil anyway. Why waste that paint? And then brayer and lift that first layer. Look at. Why waste? So let's take one of these. Can you guys see it? I don't think it's completely off screen. Lots of water. Put your card on there and add a lot of pressure. And then you just get that hint of color on there to use for something else. And then you clean it. Some people don't. I do, because I'm crazy. Does it have to be perfectly clean? No, but if I want to use a different color on it, I don't want to transfer that pigment. So I'm going to do it. If you had another sheet of paper, wait till you see this paper towel. I don't think Irene is here tonight, but we always talk about keeping our paper towels. That's why. Oh my goodness. And it lifted the color underneath. Isn't that pretty? So I'll save that. But look what happened. There was look at it, lifted that top layer of paint underneath. I couldn't have done that if I tried to. Right? I love it. Congratulations to Robin's daughter. And I just rolled my whole blending tool into paint. So I'm going to clean that too. Couldn't have done that twice if I tried. I have to tell you guys though this. You want this paint. Prussian Blue Hue. It's a newer one from Liquitex. And it is everything. We're going to do a lot with that color. And I'm cleaning up because this is not a non-messy craft. Okay, let's add one more color. I'm going to clean my foam just so I can use it again. Okay. just taking that kind of wet paint. Let's see. Because why not, right? Why not? It's not going to hurt anything. Okay. I don't know if I'm cleaning that off right now. That might be a later thing or throw it away thing. I'm going to put one more color on here. Let's put one more color. So we're going to add, oh, if you wanted more cup rings, you could put paint on your cup and you could deposit it. You could do that as well. What's sad is all that paint I wasted here, but let's get it out of here. It's just, no, we'll do. The next thing I'm going to use is going to use that because I don't want to waste it. Okay, what other color? What am I going to lift this on? So can I tell you something? If I wanted to lift this onto this background, so this is going to be a little bit more of an advanced tip. If I wanted to lift this, but I wanted these colors to show, I'd need to lift it with something clear. And that's when you want to use a matte acrylic gel. If I lift this with white paint, it's going to cover this. Can I show you a little advanced thing? Or should I keep it basic and we'll just lift it with white? I need to know. I could lift it with color, but it will change the blue. Can I show you this with this? No, it won't. It's they still are not transparent. They're opaque. So I'm going to show you. Okay, let's make sure. I don't know how dry this is yet. So this step needs to be dry for us to do the lift. So let's just cheat. I'll do this and just make sure nothing is lifting. It's dry. So here's the thing. If I went in here with a layer of white acrylic paint in a really onion skin layer, it reactivates this paint and it will lift it. If you put it on white and pull it on a white card, you aren't going to, the white is covered or soaks into the background. Because I want to print this on color, I need to do it with something that is transparent. So if I go in with a matte gel paint, this is clear. Again, you do not want, if you put too much, like I probably just put too much on here, I'll clean it off. It won't lift. So let's go in here with a thin layer. So this medium is clear. It's clear and it dries matte. So what I'm doing is putting this clear layer on here, and what it's going to do is reconstitute that dry paint, and I'm going to be able to lift it onto this orange background. Ready? Okay, fingers crossed. So I want that layer we just put on to dry. It needs to soak into this peach paper and lift the blue with it. Does that make sense? You're okay, Debbie. Life sometimes gets in the way of our crafting, right? I'm going to brayer on here just to help the process, and then we can peek. Get your edges. Everything might lift, only part of it might lift. Okay, I'm going to peek. It's lifting, but it's going to actually be really awesome. So it's lifting, but not all of it is lifting. But what that is going to leave us is another layer to do this again, and I can show you in the white. So get ready. You ready for the reveal? Can you see it? But this is magic. You know, somebody said basic gray earlier. That we're going to lift with white. Look at that, my friends. What do you think? This is why everybody needs to own a gel plate. our investment is minimal. I make you guys buy all the stencils. I make you guys buy the stamps. So the investment in acrylic paint isn't super expensive. And look what we can make. And this, people would have cleaned off. They would have cleaned that off their plate. How beautiful is that? I love it. I make pattern paper that I sell in my collections are often done like this. And that's why you need all the stencils, because you don't have to be an artist to create that art. It's all in a little piece of plastic. So what do we have left? Now look at how that kind of came together. This we pulled from that we can lift paint through the stencil. And then we have that was left on the stencil. And then also you have that lifted off the actual stencil, not what went through the stencil. It is fun. This is, you should go into this learning. Like when you're doing it, it's okay to make mistakes, because sometimes the biggest results and the most magic comes from something you didn't even mean to do. But do you see all this pretty on here? We could go in and I could lift it with a lighter blue. I could lift it with green, or I could lift it with white. I have tons of this, but only in Canada. So I need to list that on my site. I'd have to check. Greta might have some, I don't know. So I want to lift this now with a lighter color. You don't want to go in something dark, you won't see it. Like you wouldn't go in dark purple because you won't see this. Do you want me to lift it with white? Let's lift it with white to show you what I was talking about, okay? So this is a ghost print. A ghost print is when all of this stuff dries and we lift that dry pattern off. So if I go in here with white now, glad I got a manicure tonight. That makes sense, right? Oops, boogers. Here, I'm going to do something fun. I'm going to lift it half with white and half with this limey green. And you will see what it looks like. I'm going to take a white sheet of paper. Okay, you want the thinnest layer of paint. If this paint is too thick, you're not going to lift anything. Okay. And get the boogers off. See that booger? Get the booger off. There. Thin, thin, thin layer. But you don't want it to dry, so keep working. Don't go too slow. Okay. I'm going to take a sheet of white and let's lift it. So rub hard on those edges, because now I'm trying to lift that blue paint that now we've lifted at least one other time, twice. So it can be a little tenacious. But the thinner the layer of paint that you can get on there to lift, like the in-between layer, the better. You just got to make sure you don't put it on so thin that it dries and you can't do anything. Your paint is too dry. That's what I'm going to say. You're not working fast enough, Regina, so don't try to do all the things right at the beginning. Oh, that's a pretty good lift. Look at what I'm getting. I just pretty much cleaned that plate. So that a lot of people would have wiped off their plate. So now you see lifting with the white makes it look like it is like a hint of pattern on a white background. And then lifting with the green, it will change the color because it's going to shine through the blue, right? So my blue down here is more turquoisey, and here I get a full on of that Prussian. So Regina, that is the thing. It's the weight of the paper you're using. And if you're not working fast enough and your paint is drying and gluing to your paper, you could rip your paper. How do I clean my plate when I'm done? I don't usually clean it at all. But if I do want to clean it, guess what I use? Hand sanitizer. I'll show you right now, okay? It's not going to hurt anything. But see, these edges have paint on it. So you want to clean it. Look what happens. Hand sanitizer cleans your plate right up. And then you could rinse it if you want, because it is alcohol and you don't want to leave that on your plate. But that's how you clean it, hand sanitizer. There you go. That's it. But I'll tell you, I don't do this all the time. I don't clean it every time I use it, that's for sure. I don't know, Monica, I don't make the rules. I just know hand sanitizer, I'm sure it's the alcohol in it, cleans your gel plate and doesn't damage your gel plate. Because here's the other thing, you don't want to use anything sharp on here. If you cut it, if your cat lays on your gel plate and the hair gets embedded, you can never get, it always will have the line of the cat hair on it. Always will have the line of the cat hair. I gotta go, oh, here's some. What weight paper am I lifting? Multiple. This is just printer paper. See how thin it is? And then this is the like Nina one. To be honest with you though, I will do all different weights because I can use it for different things, right? Do you know what I mean, Monica? I wasn't being a smart bum. I'm just saying I don't know what the science of it is. I just know that will clean it. But because there is alcohol in it and I don't want to run the risk of it drying, then I just wipe it off. And to be honest with you, easiest way to dry it is to now just take one of your cheap pieces of paper and I just do this and soak up the water. Okay, I feel like we have work to do now. Any questions? Anything you want to see? Oh, can I show you one more thing? Let's do one more thing. Because I showed you adding, taking away. These are the basics, kind of the basics of gel plate printing. And this is what we have so far, okay? Look at what we did. This was just lifting through the gel plate or the stencil. This one, I'll tell you, I used too much paint. There's a lot of paint on here. But it worked. You have this are basics because you got to start somewhere. And I try not to make the rainbow right away. You need basics that you can layer on, right? Are there any questions? So now, right, I put this sheet on here and now my plate's good to go. It's dry. I think some gel plate ink or the hand sanitizer went underneath there, so I'm going to clean that off. You could put it in a sink with dish soap. You can clean it like that too. But I find the hand sanitizer will get the paint off quickly. Okay, I have a whole bunch of little paint boogers on there that are going to stick on my next print, but whatever. So can I give you a little sneak peek of something? Okay, I'm going to slide this into a corner. Okay, this might be something coming. I got to see. Can you see it yet? Can you see it? See the sneak peek? These are all cut from gel plate prints with my die cuts. It might be something that's coming out on Monday. But everything on there is cut from even this paper, even this. I don't throw any of it away. Can you use Tim Holtz paints? Try them. Try them. His paints are more viscous. They are a light body, so they might pool on your plate. My favorite paint to use on my gel plate are the two that I showed you. Liquitex, because it's a heavier body, and the Amsterdam. I'm not saying the other stuff won't work. I'm just not sure you will get the exact same results that I get. Okay? So I want to show you it. So we put paint through the stencil. Let's look when we do this now. You can also do this. So let's find here. People like florals. Let's go in with a flower, okay? I can do that up here. Okay, so I'm going to put some blue right on my plate. Oh, I love this Prussian blue. It reminds me like of cyanotype prints. I don't know if that's how you say it. I just know what they are. It is like the most beautiful blue ever. So now I can put my stencil on like this, and I can lift. You got to work pretty fast, okay? Hi, Rich. Were you sleeping?
No, it's in the hot tub.
Oh.
It's 2 degrees outside.
Now watch what happens, friends. Okay, so that's lifting through the stencil, and oh, look at that, lifting the stencil print. And you're going to be able to get a ghost print. Look at that. So lifting above, and this pattern wasn't the best because I couldn't get in the nooks and crannies, but look at that. Look at that. And remember, we don't waste. You totally can now brayer that on to a sheet. Gel plate printing, Rich Putin, is the best. Lots and lots of water going on the stencil. Lots of water. Put it down on your sheet. I want that line. Blame it on the rain. I don't know why that song is in my head, but it is.
Because it's rained for a week.
Maybe. Milli Vanilli is in my head. Did you know that's who that was?
I don't know who that is.
Milli Vanilli, do you remember? They got their Grammy taken away because they actually didn't sing the song. But then, sad story, one of the guys committed suicide. Little music trivia.
Mini eggs.
Put them down. Those are not yours. They were purchased for me. Look it, friends. Look it.
Gotta go.
Right? Don't waste it. Make pretty things. So let's clean that stencil off like we mean it. So when I sit and print, I have like a clear table so I can just be doing things, because like, why would I want to waste that, especially in this color, right? Print that. The other thing, can I tell you something else? Are you ready for something really cool? You could take this, put water all over it, and then run it through your die cutting machine, and you could make like debossed or embossed paper. Can I try to do it right now, quick? Would you guys get mad? I think I have my embossing machine right here. We're doing all the things tonight. It's a do all the things with Vicky night. I'm going to put a little bit more paint on here just in case it's too dry. I'm just going to deposit a little bit of pigment on there because I might have cleaned it up too much, okay? Okay. So, I'm going to wet this. I'm going to sandwich it between 2 sheets of paper, and then we're going to put a lot of pressure and run it through the die cutting machine. You ready? So I'm going to put tons of water on this, okay? Front and back. Okay? It's sitting here marinating. Vicky's got to grab some paper. Blame it on the rain. Eek. Eek. I don't have enough real estate, so just a sec, friends. I'm just cutting to 6 by 8.5. Or 6 by 8.5. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna sandwich that between these papers. I'm gonna wet this paper too. Wet the paper too, just to make it a little bit more porous and accepting of the pigment. We're gonna sandwich this. That is very wet. Okay, you see it happening? I'm gonna sandwich that between the 2 sheets of paper. It's bleeding a little because the paint is wet. Okay. And I'm going to put it in my die cut machine. Look at the ratty. You get to see like Vicky rattiness. I want it to be pretty thick, so I'm going to just layer 2 sheets on top. And let's put it in there. And let's see when we add lots of pressure what we get. Line your plates up. Did you see me just chastise myself? Oh, too thick. Too thick. Take one of these out. I might take both out. I might have got crazy there. Okay. Yeah. Gonna run it through pretty slow, and I'm gonna run it back again. Sorry, it's probably bouncing my camera all over the place. Here we go. Let's see what we get. If you have a foam plate that you can put in there, you would get some debossing or embossing. Do you know what I'm talking about? Because it would have pockets to fit in the opening of the stencil. You ready for the reveal? Oh my goodness, look at that. That's on the side that didn't have any pigment. That's just what bled through. And that's on the side that had pigment. So you know what this, do you know what I'm talking about, a cyanotype? So when you take, there's a certain type of paper that you could lay leaves on, you put it in the sun and it will change color. And then when you rinse it, it becomes navy. We just made, like, I just made a new technique. I feel like this is faux cyanotype. Don't you think? Faux cyanotype. And you would have taken that stencil, you would have put it in the sink and washed all that off. But look what we just made. It almost looks like denim. Okay, gonna throw that stencil in the sink. We've got work to do. Stop messing around, Vicky. We've got work to do. Magic is happening. It's always happening when we play. We are gonna revisit that technique. minute to soak. So do you see what I'm saying now with the tone on tone? That you don't have to do everything in all the rainbow. Look at that impact that we got off of doing something that is kind of tone on tone, or even navy and white. Let's clean that up, because we're going to be done with this for right now. If I want to put fresh out, I'll put fresh out. And I always clean dry, so you're not reconstituting all that paint. Clean dry, and then do your final cut clean with something wet. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I have a studio, but you have to think, I've been doing this now for years and years. So this is how many craft rooms have I had? 1, 2, 3. I think this is my 4th craft room. This is my 4th craft room. So now this one is the one that I custom built. Like, we built this section of the basement. That's when it's a girl in her basement, right? Okay. So let's lift this pretty pattern off, because that's just what was left. Why waste it? You know what I'm going to do? Look how pretty is this going to be? Let's do our ghost print, lifting it with pink. And I love that your husbands are watching and think it's pretty cool, because it really is. Making art, taking the fear out of just doing the things, is kind of magic. So thin layer of pink. Look at, there's nothing on the bottom of this one, right? So there's no reason I couldn't just do a quick bubble wrap lift and then lift this on white. And that's just, why waste it, right? It's fun, right? This is fun. And I don't feel like this is one of those techniques or new form of art where I'm making you spend a ton of money, because you really don't. You can use found things. There is a class, a gel plate class. I think it's still up on my website. And it's really the first one you have to take before we get into all the advanced stuff, because we can do photo transfers. There's so much stuff that we could do. I'm letting that sit for a bit, and I'm getting some of that paint off my brayer. Okay. Let's see. Is it ready? It's still there. I really say it's worth it. Are you ready? Look at that. How beautiful, right? So you could use this for a base of a card. You could mat a photo with it. You don't have to put the whole rainbow on your prints. Question: why do you use your hands instead of the brayer? The brayer's dirty, so I could get the back of the thing, the page, dirty, and I don't really need a lot of pressure, especially if you're using the right amount of paint. So look at from that one, right? We did these. That when you feel it, when this dries, it's textured. Can you see it down? Oh, you can see it, friends. Can you see that? Look at. We totally got it to be debossed or embossed. We did that with just a piece of freaking paper, and oh my goodness, I can't even tell you how beautiful that is. Can you see it? Oh my goodness. It's so good. I'm glad that I did that. I'm glad that I said, hey, do you mind if I do this? And I just did what I wanted. I love it. Okay, we got work to do now. So what are you thinking of doing for your album? Because now I convinced you it's a good idea. Because I feel like I have to do that sometimes. I don't have your trust yet. So I have to convince you that this is a good idea. Are you convinced? Or closer to convinced? I hope so. Spraying the paper with water makes a difference 100%. It's why that I did it, is it makes the paper fibers start to expand. So when you press it through the die cutting machine with the stencil, it expands into the open spaces in the stencil. So that's why I added water. Always method to the madness, right? Now, being who I am, I got to tidy up because chaos has ensued. So let's start at the very beginning. A very good place to start. Is that right? Or did I just make that up? Do, re, mi. Because now I don't want guck on my backgrounds. Hello, Kathleen. How are you? I love it. But some of the new people needed convincing. Because, hi, Irene. I was talking about you. Look at my paper towel. I love it. Have you been here the whole time, Irene, and I just didn't see you, or did you just get here? Well, you know what, Carrie? I really feel like we need to like go and find some place that has a whole bunch of cabins, and we could have like a little like getaway, crafter getaway, and then we need to put like watch a movie outside, and we can watch The Sound of Music, because that I watch with my mom every Christmas. Okay, are we ready to do this? What colors are you going to use? So what do we have to print? We have our pocket. We have our pockets to print. So what I'm going to recommend is one color for the waterfalls, one color for one side and another color for the back. One color for one side and another color for the back. Okay. So we have, I think there's 4 of these. 4 of these. So we're going to print something on one side and print something on the back. So these are going to be our waterfall flaps. You see the front and back of every single one of these. So we're going to do some work, because I'm going to do one color and print one side of all of these. So should we keep it just pretty simple for these ones? We could just do bubble wrap on all of them. And I'm going to do pink, the pinky color on one side. And these are the colors I'm going to use. Okay. So one side is going to be kind of a tone on tone of the yellows. And then the other side is going to be pink and orange. That's what I'm going to do. The peachy pink, I know it's beautiful, right? It is light portrait pink. It's gorgeous. And some of these definitely match pretty close to my 49 and Market colors. Okay. There's so many things. Like there is like a part deux and like a part trois that I could do with a gel plate. There's so many things we could do. So I'm going to go in with the light pink, and I'm going to coat my plate. Okay, just follow along. You ready? Coat your plate, and you're going to pull the pink. You don't even care if you get the whole sheet. We're just going to do one side with the pink or whatever you're using. Okay, follow along. Let's just quick. Okay, this is like a speed round. There's some water on my brayer. Didn't mean for that to happen, but whatever. We just go with it. I don't even care that I didn't even cover my whole plate. And now I'm going to print this. So one side is going to be somewhat pinkish. I love it. If you want to pick a little bit more up on the edge, just put it on there. Love it, okay? Pink with a little blue on there. Couldn't do it twice if I tried. Just getting the water off my brayer. Now I'm going to show you something that's going to make all of that a little easier. Put it on there. Take a spare sheet that helps you rub it and not get it all over your hands. Okay. Don't lay them right on top of each other right away because you don't want them to glue together. So I have all four that I want to get a layer of pink on. Who's playing along? Are you guys printing your waterfall flaps? These were the 6 by 8.5 inch piece. You have 4 of them. If you weren't here for the whole thing, I will give you those measurements and you can work on this if you want to. Or you can just cut everything for now from pattern paper or one of my ready-made backgrounds, whatever you want to do, okay? I don't care. I don't want it to be all pink, so I'm going to not even press very hard on that one. Love it. And one more. And when you see fun stuff kind of happening, don't fight it. Like, I'm kind of digging that. I'm going to go with it. Okay. Love it. Very good. So we could put the yellow on here and pick it up with a hint of pink because part of me doesn't want to waste that. So I'm going to take one of my scraps. You know how we had some scrap sheets? You know, some of those scraps? Let's go on here with some of the yellow and just pick some of that up. Just so we're not wasting it. It might not work. The pink might be too light to show up with the yellow, but we'll see. I put too much yellow on here, so I'm just going to pick it up. I don't know, friends. Part of me just wants to put the back. I don't know. I think I'm going to get crazy. I'm just going to do this on the back, picking up some of that pink. I think I'll end up getting some of that pink. I'm all right with some of that yellow showing up. Hello, Michelle. We were talking about you earlier. I was telling all my friends in Australia, in New Zealand. I love that. So that's pretty solid because remember I said I put too much paint on it. I'm not even going to put more paint on. Let's see what happens. But they need to get in touch with you. We need to get those kits going. Ooh. at that. Love it. Let's put some more down. Just don't go crazy like I did. I put too much paint. So don't look at this and go, that's pretty boring. We got to start somewhere, right? So I'm just getting some pigment on here. Because we've got to start somewhere. And for a yellowish color, this paint has tons of coverage. Because I'm putting hardly anything on my plate. And do you see how solid those are coming out? So it's quite impressive. That is that Naples yellow. And look at how opaque it is. It's crazy. Ooh, that's my favorite so far. And then I want a little bit more in here. And then we're going to go and we're going to add a little interest to these pages. In a tone-on-tone-ish fashion on the yellow. See? Just build in some of that. My plate is moving around the tape. It doesn't stick so well. Okay, so now we have our 4 front and back. Gonna let that paint dry a little bit. I'm gonna clean up my plate. Actually, I don't have to clean up my plate because we'll do these yellow ones first. Does anybody have any questions? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make a tone on tone. We're making like our basics, but making them ourselves. And the other thing that is awesome is the acrylic paint ends up giving this paper almost like this oilcloth. So I'm going to go on here and we're going to do a little bit of tone on tone. We're going to kind of basic gray this, okay? We're going to Vicify it. So we have our front and back. This is going to be on the yellow layer. So what could you do? You could add pigment on here with your bubble wrap. But I feel like we want to add pigment. We want to add pigment. So I'm going to pick a stencil. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pick a stencil and I'm going to make a new color. Question. Can I play with just pattern paper tomorrow? Yes. So if you have your phone, can you screen capture this? Because this is what you need to cut. Here, this is even easier. See it right here, Irene? So anybody who didn't join me, this is what I'm using now. So see, this is ×2. So these are 2 6 by 8.5 ×2. You're going to end up with 4 6 by 8.5. From the other sheet, you need a 7 by 8 and a 5 by 8, and then 2 6 by 8s. See how there's a line through this? I didn't cut it in half. These stayed 4 by 12 and 3.5 by 12. Hopefully that is helpful. I'm using foundations, but you can use whatever you want. But these are the sizes. This is what I'm doing right now. Okay? I will share that again later. We cut it right at the beginning, but not everybody could be here right at the beginning, right? So let's pick what stencil I want to use for a tone-on-tone-ish effect. So we did like this one, right? We do like what that does. I also want something that isn't directional because these flaps are going to open and close. So when you pick your pattern, you want something that's an all over pattern that isn't directional. I like this. I'm going to use this on one side. And I think some circles. Those are the two patterns I'm going to use. So I'm going to mix the color we just used with a little bit of orange. Because the pages open like this, I don't want words that are going to go upside down. So I want something that's not directional. I am going to take my blending tool like I showed you guys before. That one I think is dry now. I'm going to try it. We'll see. So I'm going to take that same yellow. And what do you want to mix in it? What color do you want for your tone on tone? You could earth it up and put like a little bit of brown. I'm going to put a little tiny bit of orange in it. Actually, I'm going to put it beside. Okay. So you could blend this first with palette knife, or you could just pounce and pick up some of the color. I'm going to pounce and pick up. So some of my blue is coming through and making this rather dirty. It's kind of cool. So now I'm going to quickly pounce some pigment into the stencil and pick it up on the yellow. Watch. Watch. Oh, it's gonna be so pretty. We'll see. Did I put enough of a difference in color that you're gonna see it? I don't know. Look what I just made happen with my dirty blending tool. I kind of love it. What do you guys think? Kind of digging it. So let's do some more. Okay, put it anywhere because we're just going to pick up the pattern. And I don't want as much because I'm only going to do it kind of in the other corner. I love it. Okay, so I'm going to do that on all of my yellow. On all of my yellow, I'm going to pick up my pattern. So just kind of keep applying it. These are all Vicki Boutin stencils. They're all available on vickiboutin.com. If you're like, if you're new, you might have just found me on the interwebs. You're like, who is this crazy lady? What is she doing? I'm having fun. So I don't know if I'm going to get that blue on all of these. We might not. Right? We might not. You don't want too much paint on your sponge either because it'll bleed underneath your stencil. Just keep working. I love this. I don't even think you understand how much I love this. Okay, that's dry, so I can't pick them up. Can I pick these up? I don't know. We'll see. Oh, I love it. Look at. Feliz cumpleaños. I love making things. I love not having fear, just doing it. Just do it. What do you got to lose? Just a piece of paper in your time. Do the things. Don't put any limitations on your creativity. You can try to line that up a little bit. Oops. And then move it. Why not? I'm going to do it on this dark one. There we go. So far. Love it. Okay, let's do one more. We have one more yellow. And then just clean your stencil. I'll go throw this one in the water because I am done with it. Okay, we have this one left. Love it. So now we aren't going to waste this. We are not going to waste this. So let's put a layer of pigment and pick it up. So watch, we could put that pink. That's not pink. And use one of your scrap papers. I don't know if we will see the yellow or if the pink is going to be too close to the yellow to lift this, but we're not going to waste this. Hint of that orange on there. Oops, my brayer fell right off. Get a piece of paper. Whatever. This is all I can find. And clean your plate. So I'm going to clean my plate, but I don't want to waste that. So I want to clean it so we can work on the other side, but I don't want to waste that. So that's just what was left on the plate from making those patterns. Look at that color. Ooh, I love it. This kind of honey pink. It's beautiful. Okay, so plate is clean. We're ready to do the B side. We're gonna go throw this in the sink. Could you put your water on it and run it through your die cut machine like I did? Yes, you could. Because you know the color that can't, look at, let me just show you. The color that will come off of this now is going to be phenomenal. You just got to do it before your paint all dries. Clean my brayer at the same time. Oh, do you see? Because I just brayered with the stencil underneath. What happened? We picked up that pattern. Couldn't have done that twice if I tried. Well, I could. So do we get any off there? A little bit. I just don't waste. Oh my goodness, and look at the wrinkle we're putting in this paper. It's gonna dry and make the coolest pattern. Look at. So cleaned your stencil off a little bit and you'll have another pattern in a frame, nonetheless, or nevertheless, or something. Okay, throwing this in the sink. And let's do the B side of these. We've got work to do, man. Do, boo, boo. Okay, here I come. Give my hands a quick wash while I'm over here. Here I come with some clean paper towels too. What do we think, friends? So we're gonna do the same on the other side. You could go in with more of a contrast if you don't want it as tone on tone. But we're not done with these two. We can go and add a little interest after. So just wipe up because we need to come in with another color. That's why craft mat is your friend. Clean up. Let's take a look what we made. What do you think? I love this is the first one with that dirty, with the dirty one, right? I love it. Okay. And now we can do something. Can I tell you, any open space that you have on here that there's no paint, we could go in with ink. Can I show you that? Let's show you. Here's another learning, because your acrylic paint will resist distress ink. If I want to go on here, let's see. I'm going to go in. I'm going to be crazy. I'm going to add a little frosty to any area that does not have paint. So let's get another blending tool. And let's ink in. Do you see what I'm saying? It's only going to soak in where there's no paint. So we can come in here and buff it off the acrylic, and you're only going to have it show up in the white areas. It's not going to stick on the acrylic paint. So I'm going to do that on all of these just to add a little hint of color. And then buff it off the acrylic so that blue is not on my pink. So why did this happen? Because the distress ink is resisted by the acrylic paint. The acrylic paint will resist, well, these are 49 to market, but will resist this water soluble ink. So we can go into those areas and create, but I'm going to buff it because I don't want the dirty color it leaves on the pink. But look at that. So that's going to be my first layer on these. And I'm not going to go crazy. I just want a hint of that. But that highlights all of that painted edge, right? Could you go in with another color? You could have went in with yellow. You could have went in with the pineapple if you wanted to too. So see, it's going to load up onto the paint. Right? You can see it on here, but I can buff that right off. Because it is going to resist that ink. I'm okay if there's a halo of it. I love that. These two is like Miami Vice. It's like flamingo and the ocean. Because I feel like this pink is more like a flamingo color. Because flamingos aren't really pink. They're kind of like the color of the crustaceans they eat, right? Oh, I love that so much. See, with it, with and without. I am so happy I get to do all this mixed media again. I will have stencils and stamps with all of my releases. So you know how a lot of you bought the Jet Setter Jumbo Alpha dies? So you see these techniques we're doing. This is perfect for die cutting. You do not need to find a paper or a cardstock that matches your project. You can make your own. Because now you're the master of making your own pattern paper with these techniques. One more. And then we'll do a quick pattern making. So I'm going to be here for a while. That's why I started early tonight, because I know to finish this. So I might work a little fast just so I can finish it, because I'm going to be on here all day tomorrow and all day on Sunday. So I just have to make sure I can manage it. Love that. So look at. So we're going to do something now. You know what? Look at. I can tie that color in now on this side too. So it looks like it's part of a collection. Oh my goodness. Yes, I just did that. Look at that. So who is thoroughly enjoying this? Who is learning something new? Like, look at that. Look at that. I love that. All of them need it. This one it's really going to show up on too. You could put a little pink on here if you wanted to too, but I think I just want to go in with that hint of And guess what this is going to match? Artful Moments or Sunset Beach Club. So when you see me doing a class, and it's not a traditional scrapbooking class, now you're not going to be scared because you're going to learn how to do all of this kind of stuff, right? So we want to buff it because it's not going to dry on top of the acrylic. You know, I could keep going too. I could totally keep going. There's not a lot of white on some of these, so we're only going to get a hint of it, but it's okay. Maybe in there? I don't think so. So you're not going to get much on this one because a lot of paint went on here. Well, it's hard because a lot of you guys know me pretty much for scrapbooking, right? But I have been doing mixed media art forever. I want more blue on that now that I've embraced it. Because I went to school for graphic design. Now I'm embracing that. Oh, frosty on there. So I'm going to give her. There. Okay. So that is our B side. I want it to show up a little darker on some of it. And we still need to do something on our pink side. Because all we have on that side is that hint. You could leave it. What I'm gonna do something very subtle on here. Friends, I kind of want the blue on here. What do you guys think? Ooh, I don't know. How do you keep your scrapbook mojo, Vicki? After 6 years of being really into it, I lost it last month. Do new things. Get a gel plate. Try this. Change it up. That's where I'm saying not everybody has to do 12 by 12 pages. I'll tell you, I think I would lose my mojo if that's all I was doing now because my kids are older and I don't have the same amount of photos, and it's not like, I'm going to tell you this. This is what I really believe traveling the world teaching scrapbooking classes. In North America, we make our crafting a job. It has to have a purpose. It has to be purpose driven. It can't just be fun. For some people, not everybody, but it has to be like, I have to finish my child's first year. I can only do double page layouts and they have to have matching sides. I must have 20 4x6 photos on a page. Like somehow we put rules on and limits and limitations to our creativity. And I feel like that can get exhausting because it's a lot of rules to follow all the time. There's nothing saying you can't sit down and just gel plate print some backgrounds. They don't have to match anything. They don't have to have any kind of purpose. You can just do it because it makes you feel good. And I feel like it is very much when I teach around the world that when I go to European places, they're totally okay with out of the box because most of them have huge limitations on what product they can find. So they are used to having to construct things. They aren't scared of doing that kind of stuff because if they want to make it and they're following these videos, they can't get all of this stuff. in some of these places. So they're more open to doing things. In Canada and the US, we need full instructions, we need images, it needs to have a start and a finish. Some people cannot get away with doing double page layouts. There's nothing wrong with it, but maybe that's why you feel a little stagnant in what you're creating, right? Maybe. So I say do something different. Do something you don't think you're going to like. You might be surprised. You might be surprised, right? So should I stick tone on? I don't want this to compete because remember, can I show you? Well, when we finish one, I'm going to show you what these are going to become tomorrow. Because we're going to score 4 inches from the top and bottom, and you're going to see front. Oh, look how pretty that is. So I feel like let's not do too much on these pink ones. I might go pretty tone on tone with a pattern. I'm going to take the pink, and I'm going to take something that just makes it. What did we do before? And I really love that color. What was that one that we did? How did I make that? I gotta find it. The one that we did that made it kind of a pinkier color. We could really add some yellow. I could just go very tone on tone and just add some yellow. But it needs some contrast, so let's figure that out. I don't want to pick any other paints. I want to use what I have. But let's see. Let's get crazy. Let's go in with, because this is kind of similar to the color that's in here. I'm not going to get crazy. But I'm going to put this and mix it with the pink. Just to deepen my pink up a bit. So I want way more. I need to buy more. This one's almost empty. And I love this color. So I want way more pink and only a little bit of that. And I'm going to try to use this same blending tool. Only because I've made a mess of it. So let's use it. So I'm going to pull pink with a little bit of blue. Oh, look at it. So do you see what I'm saying? This is only going to give me a little bit of a deeper pink. It's going to be pretty tone on tone, my pattern. I love it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. So really, it's just making a kind of earthy pink. What pattern did I say we were going to use on this? I said the circles, but now I've kind of changed my mind. I want something smaller and linear, maybe. Let's see. What do we have? Nope. I'm going to go with this one. I'll still go with circles, but I want smaller circles, okay? So let's get in here and do the things. We'll see if this is going to work. This stencil might not have enough open space. It might not show up at all. Let's see. Oh, it does. I like it. Very subtle. Very subtle. It's working because we got to get it done. That's the other thing, right? Sometimes you just got to get it done. And that's kind of where I'm at now. We got to just get this done. Love it. Okay? Love it. Sorry, concentrating now. Very good. Just getting it done, right? It's been forever since I pulled out my gel plate. I'm loving it. Thanks for the inspo and time, Vicki. You're welcome. Jolene. Can you use metallic Liquitex? Guess what? I have some here. So I will show you that in action. You know, Jolene is like, I should not have even commented because I knew she couldn't resist. Guess what t-shirt I had on yesterday? And if Ursula's still here, she might be in bed because I worked her too hard. Was something about, hey Dolly, you can keep him, Jolene. That's a shirt that I had on. So I was channeling you, Jolene. Have you seen that? Hey Dolly, you can keep him, Jolene. Boop. Love it. This needs a little something. Good enough, Vicki. Going to be covering it with photos and other paper. Just get her done. Ooh, look at that dirt in there. It's wet. She sings Jolene's name too. We can't not. And I do it every single time. I love it. Jolene, 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 Jolene. Please don't take him just because you can. Poor Jolene. There's not really any songs you can sing with Vicki, right? There was one I thought it was Vicki, but it was Nikki. Was excited for a minute. See you tomorrow. There. I love it. I do want to add a little bit more. So we'll just do a row there. Yeah, hey Mickey. Good enough. So look, now all of these are done. And we'll decide what goes on the front and back because I might want the pink with the yellow. We'll see tomorrow. But now our flaps are done. So what do we have to get done now? You have to decide what you want for your cover. What color do you want for your cover? I kind of think yellow is going to be going through all of this because I want it all to kind of go together, right? So maybe for my side flaps are going to go with that blue. We're going to do something with that blue. So we have our side pockets and we have the base and this top flap. So let's look at this one. So when these go in the book, right, you're going to see the pink and this. It's going to go in the book like that. You're going to have a flap that goes on top of this and on the bottom. So what do you want for your flap colors? What do you want for your... I'm going to use this blue somewhere because I don't want to waste it. I'm going to be here till midnight. And it needs to be 7 inches by 7.5 directionally. Okay, it's going to go like this. Okay, So I'm going blue. I'm going to put blue on this. I have an idea. Get ready for it. Do this. Let's go big. Go like this, I think. Okay. Okay. I love that. So guess what we can do inside here? We can ink it. We can ink that. Right? So I love that. I'm going to do the bottom flap similarly. So let's do that again. So don't lift all the color, just some of it. I'm using foundations, but you can use whatever you want. Just because it has a little bit of extra thickness. Ooh, didn't get very much color on it, but I kind of digging it.
Pretty sure your cat just rolled down the stairs.
What are you talking about? Why are you saying that? He did not.
Didn't you hear it?
No. And why are you saying that?
Because he rolled down the stairs.
Why are you making fun of my baby?
By the way.
What?
I'm keeping that cake.
You like it? It's like sugar overload. I got a coconut trace, whatever, leche. How do you say that? Help me. And I was like, oh my goodness, I can't eat this. That is so sweet. I love that, friends. Look at how that's nice that's going to look on top of here. Right? So what are we going to put on? Don't clean this blue off, because whatever we're going to do on the back of it, we want a hint of that blue to show. So what are we thinking? We could put pink on here. Question. Could you add a darker blue right after putting your stencil down? Yes. Do you want to see that? I'll do that on the next. Remind me, okay, Josie? Let me show you that. We can add a second color through it. It'll be good. Okay. Tres leche. Thank you. I got a coconut one. That cake is so sweet. I could not eat it. Vicky Booten is sweet enough. That's all I have to say. But Rich Booten is not. He is sour. And he loved that cake. I was like, oh my goodness, this is killing me. So yes, I will show you. We totally can do that. Okay? It'll be fun. I'll show you on the next one. Oh, do you want to do it right now? So we're going to have a hint of this blue. Let's put another color on. And I'll show you how to put two colors in a stencil. Okay. Two ways you could do it. We could color the background solid, lift the color, and then your color could go inside of it. Right? Hi, Jenny. we could also add the color, but you got to move fast so your paint doesn't dry. So I'm going to show you. We're going to do it. Yes, we're going to do it. What color do you want me to go in with the dark blue again? Because that's going to be inside the flaps. Do you want me to use the dark blue and then I'm going to put some of this in there? Let's do that. I'm going to do that. Okay? So I'm going to, but I don't want to waste this. So let me do something else with this first. We're going to use a little bit of this blue on our side flap. So when we do it, I need it on both of these. So whatever pattern I'm going to do, I'm going to put, these are my side flaps for the inside cover, right? These are the ones that are going to go on our, aren't these? Maybe they're not. Let's see. These might just be extra sheets. Let's look. No, they are not. So when we go to build this, right? It's going to be like this. Our base, these are going to open out. These are going to sit inside as waterfall flaps. This is going to go on the top and bottom. Top and the bottom. They're going to open inside here. Okay? Open inside here. So we need a color. Actually, what are your thoughts on this? Because this is what I'm thinking. I think I want to do the same color on all of my flaps as they open. That's what I'm thinking. And you know what color I want it to be? I think I want some of that dark blue. Maybe not, because look at what I'm pulling from. Green. It's going to be green, my friends. I'm going green. I'm going to do green with a hint of that blue. That's what I'm doing. So now let's plan that. I have to print on all of these same color. Doesn't have to be the same pattern. All of this, the inside base, all of it. So all of these are getting the same treatment now. So I'm going to go green and blue. Are you here for it? So to make it easy, you know what we're going to do? Watch. Let's put this on here. That needs a little earthiness to it. No, let's just go for it. I'm going to just put a little bit of this green too. Okay. Watch. We need to make this first part easy. So let's just get color on all of these. This thing is dripping so much water. Now, that's a lot of pigment going on, so guess what? I'm just going to lift a little bit of it off. And now let's do the base. What is the base? Is it this one? So the base is 7 by 8. Yep. My base is 7 by 8. I don't want to get color all over the backside, so take a clean sheet of paper, if you can find one. And lift that. Okay. That's a lot of business going on. I'm going to put another layer on. I didn't mean for all that white to go on here. I don't hate it, but my paint started to dry. I farted around too long. I'm going to show you. I don't hate this. But did you notice that the blue became gray? So now we have our side flaps and our top and bottom flap. I'm going to just add green on here again and just lift. Let's just lift. Okay, side flaps. Okay, side flaps. Ooh, kind of digging this. Part of me just wants to pick that up. Kind of magic. But we need some more green on there. But oh, look at that when it starts to dry. What was the question? Could you tell us what you're making and what the board is that you put the paint directly on? This is a gel plate. So I am doing mono printing with a gel plate. I am making my papers, and tomorrow there's going to be a part 2 for International Scrapbook Day, National Scrapbook Day, where we are going to make a folio with flaps and a waterfall. That's a lot of solid paint, right? I'm going to lift a little bit of that off. And let's go in here and give her. Oh, I love it. My side flaps. Can I pick any of that up? It's moving all over on me now. Yep, I was able to. Let's see, can we pick any of it up for our background? I could, and I did. So as the paint starts to dry, we get way less of it. Okay, I love that. So that is my base and the side flaps. Okay, so what do we need to do now? The back of these with some green. Hi Tracy, how are you? So let's do the things. We don't have much of that green left in here. Maybe put a little bit of that down. Ah, you see what just happened? That was funny. I almost scratched my plate though with my brayer. That's a lot of pigment on there, so let's lift a little bit of it off. Before I go in with the lighter green, I'm going to lift some of that first. Look at that. Oh, couldn't do that again if you tried. How's everybody doing out there? Anybody playing along still? So now I'm going to go in with the light olive green on top of that. So if you don't have a gel plate, you could just do printing and kissing with your ink and stenciling with your ink. Let's lift a little. I don't want it to be too solid. Let's go in and print some green on top of that. And that should bring the brightness of that light green permanent. I love it. Good. It's an 8x10. This gel plate is an 8x10. This dried on me. Just make sure you put a clean sheet on top so you're not transferring the green onto this blue if you don't want to do that. I'm just trying to pick up any wet paint that's still on there. Okay, I need a little bit more green on here. And then we're going to do something with this. And all we have left, I don't know if we have anything left, just the pockets. But we might not even use ink for those pockets. We might do something else. Watching while I go through my craft room and try to find my stencil that I took to Scrap Fest, but you can't find them. That happens, right? Okay, I don't want all that color again, so I'm going to lift some of it off. Okay. So excited, going out for supper tomorrow after all of this, because Devin was away for my birthday. So we're going to the Cactus Club, my favorite restaurant. Very excited for that. I like this. So I'm going to show you now, right? So I'm going to move this because it's not stuck down right now. Let's see where we're at. See where we're at. Everything's pretty dry. Okay. So this is going to be our, we have to do the front of these. Okay. So this is going to be your cover. So you got to decide, what do you want for your cover? I'm going for the lettuce wraps. You better believe it. Lettuce wraps and the sushi, Devin and I, and the sangria. Going for those things. So this is going to be how the book closes. It's going to be a top flap, a bottom flap, side flaps. And then these are all going to go in the inside as our waterfalls. So think it's going to go like that inside the cover, or inside here. Fun, right? So I was going to do side pockets. Let's leave those. We can stencil those. We're not going to do any more ink on that. But I am going to ink in our spaces. Guess what color I think we should use? Maybe not. I was going to go in Let's test it here because we're going to cover most of this. I kind of like it. What do you think with Frosty? I kind of like it. I'm doing it. Okay. I'm going to ink my white spaces with a little bit of Frosty. So what time is it in Australia and New Zealand? Are you guys still here? I know that Michelle is here. She just said that. Look at how that ink makes it look so pretty. We don't have a lot of white on here. We're not going to get a ton of that in here, but we can get a hint of it. So the only thing we have left to do is our front cover. It's midday. I love it. So, you know, some of you guys too, if you're coming on the cruise with me and you're like, I'm not going to get the Sunset Beach Club because Vicky's using that on the cruise. I would say don't do that because you know I'm not going to be doing the same thing at all. There's going to be exclusives that you guys are getting that other people aren't. I might have just designed a whole set of stamps to use just in the classes. I'll probably put them up online as well. But it's, I'm not going to use them right away. They're seashells. I just did a whole set of seashell stamps. And you guys might be getting those. And that is for the cruise. We are going to be using Sunset Beach Club on the cruise because it just is fitting. But like I'm telling you, it's going to be completely different. So, Michelle was saying some people weren't sure if they wanted to get Sunset Beach Club because they're going to be using it when I come to Australia. It's not going to be the same. It's going to be a totally different class. So I'm just telling you, don't miss out. And the other thing is we got to make this work, right, with the doing, having Michelle carry it and it in England. So fingers crossed, right? That you guys will reach out with this one or any of the new Vicky Boutin exclusives because it's scary, right? For Michelle and Sarah to commit to this. And they're like, what if nobody buys anything? I'm like, I think people, I'm going to leave this one white. I'm leaving that white. I think the contrast is good. So let's ink this. So all we have to do is this. What do you want on your covers? What color do you want on your cover? Your table is missing under all the fun things. That is a good productive night, right? Me too. I have everything everywhere. It's why I keep throwing stuff in my tray beside me. So I'm going to leave a little bit of the white show on here. You know we can do things like this too, right? The watermarking. If you want to distress it a little further, look at that, friends. It works because it's foundations paper, right, though? And then for my friends, too, that ordered on vickyboutin.com, I am going to go through and refund your money so you can place your order with Michelle and save your shipping. I don't want you paying $100 in shipping. It's crazy. Except for some of you guys that did order like Artful Memories or Artful Moments. We'll do that one, but for the other ones, save your money. Spend it on other scrapbook stuff. Shipping is the worst. So see, you can go in and you can watermark on that ink because it's water reactive. if you want to take it another step further. Which gel plate? So there are the two companies that I do not buy Speedball. That is the one I do not recommend because it is made for ink and it will not hold. Do not buy the one with my name on it at all. Do not buy the Vicky Bouton one. It's a piece of poo-poo. So you have this company, Gel Press. And you have they're both Gel Press. Do I have another one? This one. Jelly Arts. Jelly Arts and Gel Press. Both of these are awesome. Okay, Jelly Arts and Gel Press. I have all, look at, I have 5x8, I have, or 5x7. This is a square. I have a 12x12. This whole drawer behind me is full. I want the giant one. There's a giant one. We're going to do stuff. We might even do like print on denim. Michael's used to sell them. They don't anymore. It's pretty hard to find them. But I'm sure on Amazon or, like I can't even get them at our wholesaler. Doesn't sell them anymore either because I used to always carry them in my store. You can find them. They're not expensive. If you treat it well, you'll never have to replace it. What brayer? Gel Press, Speedball. You can find them on Amazon. So if you take my class, if you did my class, I bought a set that has like 4 different sizes of, I have tons of brayers, like a ton. I like the little ones because sometimes I only want a brayer down a side. But biggest thing is you want the rubber and you want it in the handle like this, not the ones in the metal because they are not as stable. Okay, so what do we have left, friends? The cover. What are we going to do for our cover? I want it a little bit more monochromatic. I want my cover to be, I'm using this. I'm going to go, should I go yellow for the cover? I might go yellow for my cover. And I'll tell you why, because it's a good neutral for layering everything else on. What do you guys think? Or do I do this light blue? Try to match it to Frosty. What do you think? Try to match it to Frosty. That might be pretty. Let's see if I can make it. This with some white and a little bit of green. I'm going to try to color match. Let's try. I've got to put my plate back on. So I want this. With some white. And a wee bit of, oh, maybe the turquoise. Let's try that. Get my palette knife. And let's see what we can get. I need more white. Okay, that's a start. We got the color down lighter, but we need a little bit more. This reminds me of, I worked in the dental field. And this reminds me of when you were getting a filling or a crown and I had to mix my cement. Right? Anybody work? Oh my goodness, this color is almost bang on. What do you think? Pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. But let's get, so we don't have hints of that. I cannot even believe how close I just came doing that. That's why I do the things, man. It's so much fun. I can't even believe that. I love this blue. It's very Tiffany. Like everybody wants a box this color, right? Well, not everybody. I certainly like it. It's not everybody's thing. I like it. I am very excited to do this on my cover. So, what am I going to do now? Let's look at things that we did. What do we want to do? I don't want to go crazy because it's only meant to be a layer. We have a mess on my plate too. I got to clean that off. So let's quickly do that. Oh, I kind of like this idea. Do not buy the Speedball gel plate. Don't do it. It is like the Vicky Bouton one. It is not meant to work with acrylic paint. It's meant to work with ink. If you read the front of it, I'm going to clean this off. If you read the front of it, it says not meant for acrylic paint. It is meant, it's Speedball, it's meant for ink. And what you're going to get is your paper will glue to the plate if you put acrylic on it. So I would not recommend it. I have them. I used to sell them because I didn't know that in the early days that there was a difference. And now I do. And I would tell everybody, don't buy that one. You're not going to get the result that you want. Try to clean this plate off a bit. Yeah, it's for inks. So I'm sure it works beautifully with Speedball ink. And that is a different type of printmaking. But it's the same material that the Vicky Bouton one was made from. And we know how that worked. Oh. I did not get a very good lift, did I? Do I care? No. Let's just do the things. I just want to clean my brayer off. Do. I have an extra Cricut brayer. Will that work? Is it one like this? Or is it the metal one? Or like this? So some of these just are really bouncy. You don't have the same control as you do with this one. There's way more control with it, okay? Sure, you can mention whatever you want. So that's all dry on there. So the only way I'm going to lift this is maybe, let's try. So what do we want to do for our cover? I think I'm going to put brayer the whole color on, lift some of it with my stencil. Or do I want to pounce? Yes, this is what I'm going to do. Okay, you ready? I'm going to brayer this on. Oh, I love this color so much. I can't even tell you. Okay. I should have picked my stencil first. You know what? I remember I wanted to use that one. I really like the pattern. Is it handy? It needs some open space. I don't want it to be too freaky. This one. Okay. Let's lift some of that pattern through the stencil. Lift the stencil. And I'm going to print it. Wish me luck. I love it. So let's clean this off and do it again. Look how pretty that is. There too. Okay. Oh, I'm going to brayer that on again. My stencil on. Lift. So pretty. Lift the stencil and do this side. I love it. Okay. Let's not waste this because this color is so pretty. I'm going to get a new piece of paper. And I'm going to do that. What we just did. Oh, so this here. Remember the question? I don't know who asked it. Can I replace the color? I'm going to show you something now, okay? Here's another technique. So we're going to put this stencil down again. I'm going to lift some of the pattern out of it. Okay, lifting the pattern out of it. I'm going to reposition this and try to line it up a bit. Maybe. Kinda. Okay. I have metallic. Metallic. Watch what's going to happen now. I don't know. Ooh. It's not sticking very well. So we're not going to use that one. Do you have a makeup sponge, Vicky? Yep. So where I've lifted pigment, I'm going to redeposit some gold. Position this again. I'm gonna try. It's very hard. The color's so light, I can't see. I think it's there, maybe. Oh my goodness. There it is. Found it. Okay, this is all going to be really wet, so I want to see, lift a little bit of it off. Look at, see that? You need a new sheet of paper. You need to see that. Look at that. Oh. So I'm going to lift this as a ghost print because some of it dried already, okay? So we're going to lift it as the ghost print. You're going to see it in a second. But look at that. Ooh, it's so pretty. Okay, we're letting this dry. And we're going to lift it as a ghost print. Can I get some of this dark blue off, though? Yes, I can. It's going to be so good, friends, because there's a little bit of the green on here, too. Okay, it's almost dry. We're going to put white on here and pick this up. Do 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 do. Ah, my knee is killing me. So I'm going to end up pulling two because I know I'm not going to lift all of that, so we don't want to waste it. You ready? The drier it is, the better the lift, okay? So I'm kind of cheating. It's not as dry as it should be, but let's just do it. So this is a ghost print. All that paint is dry on the background. You need the thinnest layer of white. If this paint is too thick, you will not pick this print up. So you want the absolute thinnest layer of white. I put a little bit on there because I'm okay to soften that pattern off a little bit. Okay, let's lift her. And then your biggest thing is you don't want this to dry. I'm on here always for a long time, right? This is going to be pretty though. You will like this. Are you ready? This is a perfect, oh my goodness, friends. Piece de resistance. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? So some of the green that was on that dirty plate is on there. You can see this is a very subtle metallic. It looks like burnished gold. Can you see it right there? Oh, I love it. What do you guys think? Very pretty, right? And then all of this little bit on here, I never waste that. I'm going to put pink on here. And this, I'm cleaning my plate. This is the last print I'm doing for tonight, is this one. And I want to get this on here. Pick up the blue, whatever gold is left. I did not put enough paint on here, so I gotta move pretty quick. That was not a lot of paint. And let's clean your brayer too. Look at all the pretty colors on there. So if you really want to lift everything off when you do these, you could put a book on top of it and leave it till the morning and it would pick everything up. What piece is that for? Nothing, unless you want to cut something and use it. I just did it to clean my plate off and to show you another technique. And I can't get over how well that blue I made matches. What do you guys think? Pretty bang on? We'll see you tomorrow. That was it. This is what I'm doing for today. And then oh my goodness. But I want you to see this. You could never do this without just getting what's left on a dirty plate. And then the contrast of the pink with the green and the blue, this I would totally be die cutting flowers from. You watch this happen, I will die cut some flowers from this. It's beautiful. And that's just cleaning my plate with all the little boogers of paint that were left in pattern. But these, to me, are my favorite backgrounds. This, and it's just cleaning a dirty plate. Every little edge that's left on here that could have 4 layers of paint is beautiful. What time tomorrow? 10 a.m. Eastern time. It's an early one because I'm going out for dinner tomorrow. So I have to, I want to finish the whole album, embellishment, everything. So I'm starting early. And then I'm on here all day on Sunday. I told my family already. That's it, friends. So just clean all your stuff up. So sad to waste this. I love that color. We can make it again, though. Okay, I'm going to flip the camera and say a proper goodbye. So what do you need? We have our, I love this so much. I'm going to probably do something on here. In a perfect world, this would have been more my jam. You know what I mean? Would have been more my jam. But it's okay, because that's what we do. We just go with what we have. So we have our side flaps, right? Our side flaps were the, they were the 6x8s, 2 6x8 side flap, front and back. We have the base, which is 7x8. That's your base. And then we have a top and bottom flap, which were the 7 by, no, base. Oh, there's another paper. It's not on here. It's the flap is 7 by 7.5 and 7 by 4.5. So that we have that. And then you have 4 of the 6 by 8.5s. And we're going to take all of this. We're going to make the book, the folio tomorrow. And then we're going to decorate it and do clusters. Okay? So I will leave this as what you need. I missed one. I missed one on this picture. I need a pen that works. That's a pencil. Oh, it's a pen. I think. Okay. The only one that's not on this picture, I don't want to draw on here, is your seven, because we need 2 of these, right? 7 by 5, and then this one was 7.5 and 4.5. So those are the papers. There's 2 of this times 2. We're 6 by 8.5, and then a 7 by 8 and a 5 by 8, and then 2 6 by 8s. And then your flaps, 7 by 7.5 and 7 by 4.5. So if you didn't see that, all the pieces are printed front and back. except for the base. I didn't put anything on the base, but I can cover that, right? So look at Julie, front and back. These are going to be our flaps. These ones are 6 by 8.5, 6 by 8.5, and they are all front and back. I did the exact same patterns on all of these. Okay, front and back, 6 by 8.5. These are going to be waterfall flaps. For your top and bottom flap is a 7 by 7.5 and 7 by 4.5, front and back, because it's going to be the front. And then for the base of the album is a 7 by 8 and 2 6 by 8s. 2 6 by 8s. And that's what you need. And tomorrow I'm going to clean all this up tonight. I'm going to be set up and ready to go for tomorrow. And tomorrow's scrapbooking, clustering. We might do a little inking. It's going to be so good. Let me flip the camera and say a proper good night. Oops, sorry, friends. That was crazy, Vicky. I can't wait till my new setup is here so I don't have to Blair Witch you. Hi, I almost shoved you up my nose. That's good. These are pretty. Let's peek at things we made tonight. Look at just cleaning up the plate. You guys loved this one. Look at that. Can you see the metallic now? The shine on it. What was another? Oh, this was a favorite. So any of these, right? I need to get metallic. If you have my gel, if you have this, or any of Simon Hurley's, these work. They're just thicker, so you got to really brayer it out. But these actually are more metallic-y than the paint. Don't forget to clean your stencils. I have lots of prints. I'll show you again tomorrow, okay? So I will be here tomorrow. I'm throwing stuff on the floor now. If you just want to cut it from paper and do this later, so at least you can play tomorrow, cut those pieces from paper. I will post that on my Vicky Boutin creative community in about 15 minutes. I'll redraw it so you see what you need. You don't have to do all this gel plate tonight, because if you're like, I don't have time to do all of that, but I want to play tomorrow, you can cut it all out of cardstock. You could ink them. You could do cardstock and use your stencils and just a little bit of Distress ink or 49 and Market ink just to get a little tone on tone. It's going to be good. So I will see you tomorrow. If you decide to join in at 10 a.m. Eastern time, we are going to create a folio, DIY folio using the prints that we made. And I'm going to use some Artful Moments. I'm going to use a 6x8 pack because it has embellishments in it. It's going to be good. So hope to see you tomorrow. Thanks, Nat, for joining. Thanks, friends, for being here. That was lots of fun. So happy National Scrapbook Day. This was a great kickoff, and I shall see you guys tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern time for part 2. We'll see you guys later. Have a good night. Bye. Oh, don't forget to thumbs up, and I always forget all of this stuff. Don't forget to thumbs up the video, and there'll be prizes tomorrow. Let's kick it off right now. So leave a comment in the regular comment section, and I'm going to give away a $50 Canadian gift certificate to VickyBoutin.com. Boop, boop. So when this video is done, leave a comment in the comment section for a $50 gift certificate to VickyBoutin.com. We'll see you guys later. Have a good night. Bye.